Ninti unkao. Uti mingade. Ninti unka. Uti mingade. Uti minga. Uti mingade. Dawu kasa mi minti. Uti minga. Uti mingade. Dawu kasa mi minti. Uti minga. Dawu kasa mi minti.
Me pamacha oteme and castle sound no eba.
Eba. Yeah.
You me that here for us to say debia ye ne moa na egro. Inti no saa de me ka ye ni nyina maka agudie a ene ye mo mfa nche me. Na me ka bibi say Ghana no 2016 yes the tua nkrofo ka say omungu His Excellency John Dramani Mahama animu ase na nkrofo yire omugu n'anim ase papa epiti e ma omu skanti omu yire omu ye na nyankopon chaade ana boko MPP winning ye 2016 election omu winning ye no niam omu kafa John Dramani Mahama ehunu ye friend say se wo si ye kan yimumo eduamumo koku a ebubo wa sese ekoye etwa ne ho baaye animguase a ye di gu John Dramani Mahama no asan ba omo aso na nsem omo kan ye ne bosha akese a omo kan se omo na ni nyina oburoni beka se failed omo faili ni nyina ba akukura ni wa bosha ne ba mu eno ani free education eno kra implementation nkoyi obi anim because oba beko school no be free na abesa agba akire ka de ene na ukoya na asa obai inti no niema bebre koso e wa aban mu a na enhyeda entwa yie ene yedidi mu a na yedi call 2020 elections no ne ye call 2020 election no so no yehu de esi ye say speaker Michael Kwe hwekwan a ode NDC fo e de fa so samre no omo ka asem a onye ntum na omo ade omo pe ahyehye mra nene no nyankopon atwa omo ka ekye say parliament we ne nye parliament bi esi wo Ghana da intino obroni beka se umfa wo hu endi totroto na asem ha me ne say edi enti ana o mampanyini Ghana nyina ye ho kire yen obi a ho kire no na o mampanyini kwa de onti se dogo bi kura nu abe onti se dogo bi nu abe onwene Ghana fo ho inti ono de wa ye ne say ono de obepa akoso no waji ani no wa rent jet no wadware e osoro ahwe amansan na ye ensuo to wo Ghana ukoso a waso nana Akufo-Addo eho ensuo one se wa broni ne omo keka ho eho ensuo no waso no iti o ka se odwene Ghana ho no bibia ni wa kire se nana Akufo-Addo odwene Ghana ho onwene so odwene Ghana ho bu Ghana fo e wote mama Ghana fo a anka elupre no sajet ya eyifo adehye na efro no ama president no no ne enkrofo okonsan ase ekodi dokono no mpia ota eno mumbisa ne say ohunu pia ota no kora no emfie seni ntino ana onum bi no mfie seni nti meto ama Uncle Ben say budget ya approve speaker of parliament aye na wotwe sen ne pepepe okoya Joe foolish aka Joe Wise essay ono de ono a wonye speaker of parliament na oye we oboa no so a ede na oboa no a ono ati adwam essay wono de obesan to aba e ma nsem bebre esiye e ma ye de ani eye de hu bi fi say no wiase aye ketua bi ntino de ebekoso obi afie bia no etai ebeda abonten intino budget nsensem ya na yesan wo so ene ya approve ye eno a na wo so intino Uncle Ben den na wo ka efa
Yo Imma-Adiza mpacha oti minka de
efa cha metonka
okay yeda hwedi ampon Nyankopon ansi say and then oni about program so I was Selena TV na ye bompa ye say odi ubefree adom akọ adom na butaye a wodi be platform enyi nensoba na enso obiaso Imma-Adiza macha we mechia etiefo ni ahwefo nyina na inchia baako a mpese eka Ghana man nyina ni se Farmers Day na se ekwiafo omaye bi pa omuna omahwe ya akopim ene a omuda so ehwe yesi ye da omasi a yenwie da entina the founder Jerry John Rawlings thought it wise to say or the edaba kubesi ho to honor our hard-working farmers. Enuna anya bedru ene. Enti any farmer say we are peasant farmer and I say we are commercial farmer. Yeah. Bo mwabasu ya mama yuko ya sadamasi na nyankopon wosroi obeshram because the first occupation odima nipa dasani eye farm enti Adam and Eve we go to garden just say Eve ko enti eno no ye de betu ho na yakọ ene asema udi abetu dwan so Imma-Adiza ma losing my voice kakra nti udi beche yeah yeah the woman say Imma-Adiza yeba aban just like any government beyond a whole lot of challenges. Now challenges no bar the way you carry people along, the way you become tolerant of other views, it helps to shape whatever decisions are we in going forward. President Mahama Betna Asono nkrofo can send be brave up to ene aye kasa omu kasa say President Mahama ono no di dum so ebaye na yembisa ye hu say insem omu kan fa Mahama hu nyina eyampa na dum so long way back during your friend is saying President J.J. Rawlings of blessed memory in the time crown we had serious challenges with the power sector. Enuna Emma President J.J. Rawlings, of course, see your friend is saying you were a ibi water crady, plant be water crady, and President Jerry John Rawlings. Now moving forward, President Kufuor the problem still persists. One thing I am say President Kufuor I say Wogada your friend is saying asofu emomuko da kosomo dam eko bompaye say nsupa entombum se ne be ya ye benya ye niam. So one President Mills so by or so yen say one chair and or free so all these accumulated problems Mama so one cast blame game say esi wo win pencil and esi wo win pencil. He took it upon himself, say he was going to hold the bull by the horn and tackle the issue. And he was not going to manage the issue, but he was going to solve the issue, fix the problem. Now, and what I say, he did not only solve the problem of the demand as at that time, no problem no. Fanny said our demand was around 250 megawatts, 250, 2,000 megawatts. He did not say, I'm providing only for the people of today. But somebody with vision will make sure it's accommodation for the future. Sana or inherit what president in terms of energy generation. Omuntimi machi the record in that sector. So and if he say blaming mama on that. And unkodan children can say President Mahama were corrupt. Wakoton merchant bank, their money brother. Wakosi Dubai. Wakoye chese insemno baby. So it played on the minds of Ghanaians, thinking say something extraordinary. Bibia Yemhu Bida. Only for them to come to power and show their real character. Omuba power, it has become crystal clear. Say, they don't have what it takes to match President Mahama's record in government. Sector by sector. Achievement of President Mahama vis-a-vis resources that was available to President Mahama, any resources available to them. I mean, it is something that is complete mismatch. And in some degree, Omaka Afa Mahama, Omusi or your family and friends, or see Omusi in the government, Esundodo, Omusi or your corrupt. In some no dear make yenwi enti omuba ye no ena omu stati nyama bia ye kan say hey munhwe yiu nyama bia mu ye ne no ochina edi sembeba ye kan omuntie ye kan omuntie ebi ni sen ene budget asema wudi abai. Budget asema wudi abano. There is one thing that is manifesting. And he said, they are bringing about this killer budget because in their own admission, say you approve budget here, the economy will collapse. So you should ask yourself, say, a hifana economy no a worse is here. And what plus what minus what brought us to this? Your friend is saying, baby, we have become agitated. In the history of the Fourth Republic, and Drew Mrebia, Yekase, Ye Pasajeta, people become so apprehensive, aggressive, so expectant, and just very much alive. He said budget here. Yeah, that's say ya approval, say ya disapproval. We are still even at a loss. Imma-Adiza, Nanado Bayem, ye catch me say, Omusi President Mahama wabo busia. Na busia wabo no, as at that time, the vice president, he was then the running mate on Baba Muda. Was he President Mahama above busia $33 billion? And do you know what the $33 billion can do for Ghana? If he, Baumia, and the MPP had $33 billion, Niama Omudi Beye no, 1,000 kilometers of roads. E-blocks, yes, you over 600 of them. Hospitals, no, you be brave. You tuya nyama bi bebre ema sika no kra ebiaka Imma-Adiza ene ube bisa ohun se sika ahin ena aba ohun nsem by way of borrowing. These are people omama ya ti asese oman na ye ti mu no eye President Mahama mre no so ye ti sika so nanso e komedi amanfo enti omu de Nyankopon ma omu ba be bie economy no ama ejuma ni de kika nkan wi ejuma no krabo de omu general secretary say omu be bie ejuma ma chese Ghana kra yenya eyi kra biom dise yekofa nkrofo free amanoni no ma be ye ejuma ewo Ghana. Imma-Adiza, nkrofo kika nsemo omu kan we nu nyina na President Mahama say muntu nubu na mu betina akonya no suda enti na mu kika de mu pe no amambo no enye sa na eti o we nu nyina no these people will not listen. All that for them was interesting for them, and he said they wanted power and they could do anything to get power or mobile power. And now, for the first time, not in the history of Ghana, not in the history of West Africa, not in the history of Africa, but in the history of the world. I'm saying the world because my research into ministerial appointments, and I'm yet to find anything that comes close to what we witnessed under Nana Akufo-Addo, appointing over 125 ministers. Ye can presidential staffers are. Now, all these people are feeding fat on our exchequer. Mika exchequer are buying footwear, assessor audible mine. Who are ministers for all the sectors of the economy. And there were even ministries that were needless, completely needless. For example, Wabe created Minister for Special Development, a special initiative. Now, Obibebisa said, what is special initiative? What is it new that you want to initiate? Any mother ministry or if you want to initiate anything that is special in the field of education ministry or in the field of health ministry or I mean, what is it so special? Ubabe initiative. So I was even thinking, say, for the first time in our history, Ghana was going to launch a rocket into the space and our moon. That is so special. Only for us to be told, say, they were going to do one dam and whatever, one village, one district, one factory. They say, okay, district and factory, see, it could go under Ministry of Trade. One dam and whatever can go under Ministry of Agri. No, they wouldn't listen. When home ministers, any deputy ministers, all these people are feeding fat on our money. and go and look at the result of what they call one village, one dam. It's an eyesore. Yakobisa how akumsia. Was see if we want any meaningful dam, we don't expect her to give us any meaningful dam with 250,000 Ghana cedis. And you see, okay, does it mean say Nyama Moko to form no? What is it going to be used for? Because a do dry season now, they all get useless. Nobody can depend on it. Enu nko danche, mwa beye mba na yawo Ministry of Transport taking care of everything under mama. Mubaye sa ministry no, mwa beye no road afa. Onini minister nini deputies. Railway afa minister nini deputies. Aviation afa minister nini deputies. Let's see aviation under Kufo Ghana Airways kura agu ama sisi ye wofufu kura wo. Mi kura mi kodi aduane wo one time. So aviation, Ministry for Aviation for what? This is sector President Mahama Odiama Nipa Baku Anami, and they manage it to the best of their abilities. Ya secret temnatria one kasamus. Railways who call Western Regional. He has commissioned a railway line there. When it comes to the roads, you have all seen the Kwame Nkrumah interchanges and a whole lot of roads are roads nukra yedi bebre ama on contract or mobile or musi stop work. We are suspicious of the contracts. We are going to do investigation into it and do some auditing and evaluation and ratification and all the jargons are at the end of the day, they have not been able to find anybody culpable. Me can we no nyina why ye ministers bebre no so what's up for obi we see one wo ye senior minister. Senior minister says ye wo classroom ana school bi na ye ko. We no nyina yenko bisa na what is his job prescriptions are. Yen ho job job for the boys, me senior minister no or a very old man, so job for the old men. And the Yakoba and he say senior minister or Jina Simpiesu a catcher Ghana for Nina say the public sector is choked. And the government cannot take in people, cannot employ more into the public sector. Meanwhile, Ononiba ni mamienu one that job for him at the National Communication Authority, and onya ejuma ma ba kunso at your friend is saying SNIT. Now wabejina ho akache Ghana for say everywhere is choked. Imma-Adiza enunko danchen senior minister yechi obi a wo say yasasi your friend is Aisha one or Chinese nipa na yechi no
Aisha one
omujai no manukoe no senior minister Bekachre say if we prosecute this lady, it is not going to add anything to the Ghanaian economy, and therefore irrelevant. And I say here, say we take action on her. Meanwhile, Ghana for minerals because the minerals is for all Ghanaians. omuko minea ye chi omu e de omuko prisons ni cells ni niama. All these things were there. After Auditor General, one ko hwehwe niama mu a, this same senior minister no, is on record to have given a contract to maybe our brother from Cruz and Associates. Senior minister, Auditor General, ebe publish here. NOC, on who records of a Juma as Ankrofona year, actually $1 million at the amount. So he was surcharging the senior minister. Member of budget, so I'm giving you a background of what this government is. $1 million Nininano Imma-Adiza Enini Domlevo Namanu said he was trying to protect the public purse. He was trying to get money for us so that Enea Sikabo Etise Junso Abo Akoko we would have prevented some of these things. And Koye so hard to the extent that some of these taxes which are being splashed on us. One, enti meka wenumu nyina aboma oma fankrofo a they were feeding fat on our monies. Thousands of people who are sitting on Facebook and WhatsApp to fight back people who criticize government and are all being paid and are being captured as presidential staffers in India. So these are the things, the waste in the system. And President Nanado Baye, Ansana Obebano, President Mahama no more accused for 4 years. 4 years, President Mahama budget to the office of the president was 1.3 billion for the 4 years, accumulatively. The first year, Nanado Baye, budget to the office of the presidency, 1.5 billion. Can you imagine? In 4 years, somebody accumulated 1.3 billion. Who first year, 2017, budget for the office of the president, 1.5 billion. And every year, they continue to build on this. Up to a year woman. So from 1.5 billion, a fear budget echo press a year 2.6 billion. Na Imma-Adiza 2022 a yebe kom nyamiya aduma. Sa 2022 no budget omo rejecting the CCI. From 2.6 no, they are projecting 3.1 billion only for the office of the president. So can you imagine? Meanwhile, omo catch
president no on
that is the question people should ask. Is the question people should ask. Say, are they being sensitive to Ghanaians? Meanwhile, omu ba be catch say sika ni ho. Omu bobusia ye catch them say it is not bad to borrow, but if you borrow, invest it into the economy. The economy will grow. Some of these projects may pay for themselves, and then Ghana for no, they wouldn't listen. Omudiana said they were borrowing for consumption, and every now and then, every step of the way, to the for having a successful Eurobond, no, a cake and fish party. They came and threw a party, cake and fish. Obiambe di binonko, if you say Akonya Busi. Now, the reason why they were so interested in Busian Bonis Anyamai, a lot of it, who could bank rulers are, or mujina chira, or muma setting, or muye paperworks, ma buying, ni insurance, ni mama buying, ma mukoji Busian. A lot of them are people within government. Or businesses and facilitators are, and they have their percentage. And Imma-Adiza budget na aba. Budget no omo ankasa aka say eya ajinkwa budget. Na say omo ka kire say the economy is so robust, is so resilient, is so strong. The area wo pa ajinkwa ere. If you say wo dina ona so. Yeah, who bibia who pe ajinkwa ere. Omo masem no na edi judge won as at now. One Opon Nkrumah is on record to have said say cheap budget yan to one, they'll be forced to go to IMF. So they themselves have admitted say there is a rot. And the can say before even this budget be ban, the taxes be briaba, ebini bola tax. Anka obia di ni bola eko edima nkrofo they pay to the assemblies. Utia uka na yafa ubola. They are charging us additional money in the name of sanitation tax, as I say, I have friend bola tax. Imma-Adiza, uko amanoni nyina. Yawo bibia ye in these times of COVID to help citizens to stay above waters. Because a lot of businesses have suffered, need a canker. The Ghana need the only country because of COVID, governments amount for eso or masini, giving them certain things for businesses. Ghana is rather taxing people COVID tax, collecting money from people who are suffering by this COVID abai. Or more businesses have been affected. So can you imagine? For them, COVID has come as a blessing. Because COVID, they are cashing in big time from COVID. Because of COVID, Jessica 1 billion from the IMF. Ombeka say IMF in ye bibi on peso ombeti omasen. Na nipa de wusi udi wuchire bro. Ye share na udi dokuno. Na dokuno no ye didn't eh. So apart from that, EU ama omuska, World Bank ama omuska, because of COVID, in Shishaya Woho at the Bank of Ghana, they have, gone to Parliament, cleared that in Shishaya Woho, and assessed 10 billion Ghana cedis just to fight COVID. Omu wonder say biswa omu fakoma President Mahama because oja sikebi edi to her. Your friend stabilization fund. So stabilization fund musu omu komu in the name of COVID to assess $217 million was as sikanu. Omu ankasa establish the COVID Trust Fund. Our companies, ni civil societies, individuals, ni nyama abdonate sika ashesa eyino. They have not been able to be transparent and give account about the utilization of that funds. Na Imma-Adiza, the area whole woman say, almost you or year bibi or airport or and can yet Bonnie said they will double check people because from their countries of origin, they are checked. When they come, you double check them and then you allow the entry. And can yet Bonnie. But in these times of COVID, at least you need to be a bit reasonable. Not ye amount for $50 for citizens and West African citizens in India can come. All other nationals, $150. And the obini ni ba, and now obini ni yiri ni ba eba Ghana. You are talking in the region of $450. Just like that. And the Imma-Adiza, your budget, amount for your friend is saying, you were so much expectation, say, the budget be ba, kakra. But it is so disappointing, say, taxes a war, more mobile, move to banking sector, a war problem. Obia wabrabom and now business utimenya problem. At one point in time, you can undergo certain challenges. Banking sector they had their own challenge. As a buying, as I said, you go about it to protect them and make them survive. Enti mu ba ya no musi o we no wo problem dada enti the ombe ya ni say ye gu banks ni nyina. So if MPP were to be a doctor, now we to say patient edaho on life support, we can say oh wadi nchini too much and I say wadi sichiri too much and I say wadi sradi nam too much ena wakofa or how abrenu enti who ye life support on free as exactly what they did. And a whole lot of people lost their livelihood by way of employment. Share Pakwesi Indu, the banks ni nyama nyina yagu ni nyina microfinances. Enti omuwe we no nyina share all the banks omu liability. Sika ebe here to turn them around was 9 billion. This government used 21 billion. In fact, new figures are ever said they used 23 billion in collapsing those banks. Does it make economic sense? Say a problem of 9 billion, you use 23 billion to kill 9 billion problem. Would we Sisi Awabe introduce what we call banking sector recovery cleanup levy. Sikana wasen wono ye Ghana for nyina say who say who ho ye di e kan nyina betu yeso say yenche Ghana for ye di yen kanhwe afesu ye koda sorry ya mudi budget fufro aba budget no apart from the dollar tax COVID tax your friend is saying VAT I wo flat rate I was 3% no mama so they are 4%. ESLA ma increasing by 40%. When we now wo a burden on Ghanaians. Massa at the new taxes, set of taxes, at a time when people cannot buy even fuel, prices on the market has gone high, cost of doing business is skyrocketing, the cost of living of Ghanaians, Imma-Adiza, only MPP people come and sit down and tell you, say, Bibia akoyi, under Nana Akufo-Addo. Say bibia akoye dia, why do you overburden us with all these taxes? Na de eye ya wo mni say almost the
na posiano entimi anya hwea ye 1.7 pesos no a percent na no na ebetimi a build Ghana na say bema change biaba inti na broni ka bibi say penny wise pound foolish if you say time na omo say omo ni sika no na omo wode omo ye ba sika ne baaye no ya mana broso enye sanka Ghana ye nuru ha international last year the ani aka say COVID-19 na no omo hide behind COVID no na ye ne kra na ne mana apra pansam dada intino the ono kra no ni tiri ye ne say COVID ebe pie mu a we are seeing if you say ye ka COVID mi huna dia COVID no Ghana pa dia ye wa ha ye hu ni sa se fin bi na aba na asa obi e di akire na obi ye bi say uko krom a dodo na na nhye ye fa say nose mask 1 month 2 months 3 months 1 year obekwa na di pakronete ho ade omo moja na ye different from mo amowo abrochire na COVID nche omo because ye nim wotena trotro mu a ebi o awonko anu ana ahye nose mask omo maka enhye edi ba bosome ne bosimi mienu a obesan hia omo no na omo da so tenkwam iti ya na mekra mi hu ne say na se nose COVID na enya ne kure bi sa bi se omo ben ye no omo nimra na so omo nwu
Imma-Adiza, asama waka no reality ni say COVID no wo ba ya COVID no e wo ho na ase Nyankopon adom bi na wodi ache ya wo protect ye bi no enye ya hoodi bi ana ye ho fe ana bibisa enti sena de bia ye kan ye si Nyankopon boa de oboa no e wo mse obi mboa no ho de bet ebe yi se bo ho ban na at all times ube protect you because the reality is that yare no wo na ti se na wo kan yare no MPP for ya omo di ball mu nsafo ni say ye no ya manage yare no paama amanfo ebo amanonifo ebo omo nsem amaye na se wusi wan manage no pa what it means two things. It means say what me am managing in a way say it has not impacted on your citizens that will have an impact on productivity because obi area ontimi nye adwuma bio. Yeah, so if you manage it well, it means it does not have an impact on your citizens, and eventually, it has not had any impact on productivity. So your economy is still strong. But here is the case: economy is on its knees, and you are attributing all those things to COVID. Anti-COVID, no one managing here, and answer one managing here. But the truth of the matter is that COVID is being used as a shield. It's being used as an excuse. It's being used as a bargaining. Say, wenti ena akobani say, but who to say sena menu ushasi eno. Niyama omuye all in the past was feeding fat on our exchequer, and we know say in the long term it will come to haunt us. One, share COVID say eba oman nyina so anameboa. everybody got affected in one way or the other with COVID. Let's go through, your friend is saying, our peers. Even Togo, Omunya COVID and Sana Ghana Enya. Ghana recorded its first COVID case on 12 March. It was 2020. In fact, before then, Togo has reported cases. Now, Togo ya America Nasemi. Ghana, our last year growth, okay, 0.4%. Our growth rate, Togo no aye na omuye ye neighbor, almost COVID year no, omunya 1.8. Are making 0.4. Burkina Faso, almost your neighbor, almost recorded 1.9%. We recorded 0.4. Benin, almost recorded 3.8%. Your friend is saying Congo, Dr. Congo, 1.7%. Tanzania, 4%. Ethiopia, 6.1, Guinea 7.1, Sao Tome 3.0. Omunina in the COVID year, you ask yourself, why are you recording 0.4? So comparatively, your peers within the sub-region, your neighbors in Omunina, they all recorded COVID cases. And this is their economic growth rate. And fundamentally, why ye niyama bia affecting the economy ne any busian bo ene President Mahama na anka o ka se omo didi na tema omo kanyama ehihye no ono ne mre no busian ya bo ni nyina our debt to GDP was hovering around 56%. And now we are around 81%. Naturally, say, baby award drew by international standards, you don't have the capacity to pay back sika wakwa. Now, ukoka MPP for Beka say America debt to GDP, say Japan debt to GDP, say debt to say almost na ye can busia bonu enye wrong, but ukobo busia na make sure say in the real sector of the economy. Typical example, Kwame Nkrumah okobo busia obaye, he didn't use it for consumption. He could have lined up people and give those monies to them by way of allowances. Uti de mekanasi. Obeka se munji mi mama allowance. Ye be boy yensa mama no. Aka se Kwame Nkrumah show boy. Atu new. Ye di ntuma besa from ama wabe nanti. Be ochina no, it will come to hunters. What he did was to take a money, go and invest in the energy sector, Akosombo Dam, which was providing us with 1,020 megawatts of power. Ebanisano, industrialization boomed. Tema, industries, they started feeding on that, employing people. Yanya Kania, the amount for people will be paying their light bills, and part of the monies will go into escrow account. Ebetua, ekanoa wakojino. Whilst your economy also grows. This is how you expand as a developing nation. You invest in the economy. Now the Beya allowances, now the creative ministries, now the per diem they will praise you. On mobile radio, so the first young bear said, and Chiankoma, na Ufuado, any Baumia, anyway. just because they want to please you so that you can give them appointment. And as a one-man appointment that you see that, oh, we there, or the bull, any near mommy. Meanwhile, your top V8 man, your mommy say traveling allowances, all these things are back on the exchequer. And ye catch you say, "Mu bobusiana, invest it." Say mama oba na obe see 1E blocker. Then people coming from the training schools, ye benya mathematics teacher, English teacher, science teacher, all geography teacher, history teacher. All these people will be employed. Whilst we also train the youth for the job market. This is how you grow the economy. And ye catch them say, Busiana mo bono. What are you doing with all these Busian? Just as we took $1 billion, invested it in Atwabo. What do you have to show? Says yes, meanwhile, from independence, and I say from even colonial days up to the time MPP came to power, Yebusian yina ya bonu 120 billion. Omu nyina o, kufuo no mu nyina aka ho, achampo no mu nyina aka ho, nyina aka. Ye nyina 120. Na inkrofo ya ba within a space of time. They are yet to even get to their 5-year term. They have moved it from 120 to 334. Do the subtraction and see how much money they have borrowed. And yeka niyama wenu nyina enye se obitan MPP ena yeka ni say sika aba omunsem with the borrowing in Yama over 400 billion. And if we want to go by what Omia was saying, then we should be able to see, say, roads are here necessary or mudimaye, schools are here necessary or mudimaye, hospitals are here. In all this, no, with little Abba Mama and Seminole. She nyama waye bebre ye kan sese ayent mi wi enti budget ya omudi abai amudi e-levy edi abai e-levy no e wo 3 legs 3 legs no eni se momo amuye every day no momo no amuye every time no omusi omudi 1.75% e ba betuso. What it means is ukoye umomo no but is ubetia service provider no the woma platform no to send the momo no onuji 1%. Onuji 1% na abine a tax no for the revenue he makes, the income that comes to the service provider, no Airtel Kosun. Government taxes those people on that account. Ebi asika obenya afini nyina no. Yemfa say government be famu yemfa say 5%. Enti saa yesika no a ombenya mfaso no omso benya no government be kwa tax wo ho. Na sesi a the government ye can say after what taxes and for no a eye wan kasa wosika na telcos na anya wa taxi mono. One kasa wo send e no so. Oba be taxi 1.75 e wo so. Na mpacho bisa hun say nipa na oye ni platform na ono. Ye use ni platform no. Ye di ye transaction no. Ono ji 1%. Wo ba abe parasite wo so no. Wo ba ya wo pese wo beji 1.75%. Me hu tenant say ni dan esunchen ni fiura saada o enti say the woman say omaye ni say it is a fight between them and NDC, but that is not the case. The reality is that this is a fight between the government proposing this and Ghanaians. The vice president is on record to have said, most of people who do Momo business transactions, are the very poor. And it's only say, chunk of those people who engage in this business are the downtrodden, people who earn so less. Why now, you as the head of the economic management team, say a taxi the poor? Apart from the Momo, all bank transactions are obeyed to Omoji Musaska. Now, a be our bank account, who pese who change scan go u phone so by way send a bear obet ni dia ya Momo niama. Who change one kasa usika no the go so sa transaction now obey no ye yimu 1.75%. And ye can say this is abrophobia a draconian. Is too harsh. A bibia is pushing people below waters. Because your friend is saying Vice President Baumia Mama saying that all that Mama does is taxation. But when you do taxation, it affects productivity. And when it affects productivity, you go back, it will affect revenue. And when it affects revenue, you go back to tax so that you can make up the revenue. And we go in this cyclical spiral. These are the words of Baumia. So you should ask yourself, what has changed? In the end, Omukache said, the taxation na yedibebu omaya anka omumanu betina ye president. These are Eslawusu's words. And this say it is the cheapest thing on the commodity on the market. Talk is the cheapest commodity on the market.
Akoko dako say Patrick Koso Obeman to Mati any be. It now see a checky and sana. Exactly. Ya mistake.
Na nipa na nkasa wakati ose sobishe. One. So they painted President Mahama as they painted President Mahama as devil. One. But Sa Obroni debia wakachira say the devil you know is better than the angel you don't know. Enti na ye nim Nana Akufo-Addo. Enye say ye nim no, but ye hu say he has taken up the mantle of leadership. And people were saying say kakra na omahu in lifestyle ni sa anyamai say obeye omampenya some his own friend says he cannot sleep. Kofi Kumsin said, President Nana Akufo-Addo be president until that. Why he was saying so, he did not explain. Yeah, Kufuor was then warning the MPP people that they should be careful, that they shouldn't take somebody who is full of tension, who is so and so and so, or boo or Moabed because Nyansa for and I say Mukan is saying, yeah, Mukano Yabunube Nansu Yankana said, Oba Nyansa for exactly, yeah, Yabunube Imma-Adiza Yankana said. So in all this, what we are trying to say is and yes, anybody has something wrong with President Nana Akufo-Addo. personally, there be his governance and everything, the wanton dissipation of our national resources, Ninyama Yinano, Eye Bibia, Ebeha or mine. Example, baby, I ebenya sika cry, they are developing Yinano, what block Honina. Get fund. Eye Bibia, ye set it up during rollings at that time,
Almost say, Mama say, Sikana Manaka Dumpe. Ono ne die ndie dompe ni hokra.
Debi ono no die no mayu kase.
Okay. Wari are dompe no.
Yeah. So the whole thing, no, Imma-Adiza, it is as simple as this. Say get fund. Omu ye say yedi ye be yi sika kakra na yedi boa education. Sa sika kakra na idiam projections are ebeba ni nyina omu di sa get fund no e di akọ si awowa collateral e di agi $1.5 billion. Enti sika na ebeba get fund ni nyina no enko the issues are why Get Fund was established. Omudi akoji 1.5 billion. Now 1.5 billion, and one would have expected, say, they will invest it in the educational sector. Because the Omudi kosi awanu, sikana ebanu, yedi ko, apo boosti education infrastructure need the bank. Bisa on say 1.5 billion Omudi ahead. And then, na MPP for betting accounting for that 1.5 billion. They don't have record of even one secondary school built from the scratch. Under President Mahama, we have built
expansion projects. Was schools in him. Na ya na omoka ya na ase nika kakra. Obiaba osi schools when Mostly school in your papa. Now, mo dia mo ba be see 350 schools. Ba kumpo starting from scratch. Na obi dia na o see ya na wen see awie no. Eno na mo dia ya tuapia. Ama mo sen na mo we na sa so ho. Inti no broni ba ka se talk is cheap. Se anke ya nso ne anhwe so anke ye hunu se ye tuam. Senkaya antu abaso amanoa.
Exactly.
Ka Ghana. Pasa ono nanka ekufado ye ni papa. Ani president TV. Afa ni nimdie ni nyansa mebo amai. Se ya so na hwe. Into ono akasa ni din will go down in history as the worst president ever. Bia na echna ye na asat say you may make kasa ni December idio miracle be anyway betimi asi before 2022 ebia na 2022 na miracle start happen there but say December we mu aye wo mu die madam fu bi be kasa nothing could be just say enye ye
Imma-Adiza o ka miracle asem no ama makai masendi you see if you ask the nurse to take off the spectacle of the patient and testicle even if you consult the oracles, no matter whatever miracle they perform, they can't overturn the debacle. Enti, the American person say, Imma-Adiza, the woman say, in Crawford, apart from the Get Fund, our Mudiakosi away. Sika President Mahama or Jama or Jasika ma or Mupa. There will be a friend who seeking fund. I President Mahama create here. Sika a woman over 500 million. Ninyina is squandered it. This says an America show say ye create stabilization fund. Our marco yimu $217 million. Ninyina ye dear President Mahama di two or more. Ukai say almost omu ba besi your friend is saying agenda 111. Until omudi 100 million akotu asiye. Sa sika 100 million no omudi kotu omusi omudi kotu asiye. Anka omuye obia anka ombeda President Mahama because ono ena o creative bibia ye friend Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund ye friend GIIF. President Mahama creative fund omutimi nyaaya omwako access ya omuse omudi bi ehase ediaye agenda 111 enti oja omubi niama bebre. Apart from that, ono President Mahama nankasa he had only one oil field or the year nejuma eye Jubilee answer no be free aban no be free aban. Two giant oil fields were prepared. It got matured and started production under Nana Akufo-Addo. Time and Sankofa oil fields. By way of oil revenue, Omunya 3 times more than even President Mahama had. What have they got to show for it? Then Namudi all sky in aye. Omu yako kasa no must free SHS. Free SHS na omu kan. The record shows say answer na omu bebano. Free SHS no President Mahama has started it. Or the day students ne start here. Your friend progressive free SHS. Starting with the day students. Ukoti audio no or catch or say yes na ebano. The borders will be account to make it complete. That was in the 2015 academic year, 2015-2016 academic year. Until now it was in progress. Omuba no na musi o ye babe yenu fufro. Ye babe yenu fufro. Na fufro no omusi omuba be ye na omudi omumpe bibi progressive as it is in the constitution. Omuba be yenu yenti ye ka say omuba be boom na o ma yenu preko. Omusu ba ye omusi first year. The following year omusi second year. The following year omusi third year. So in the end you also did it progressively. Although we are first year, second year, third year, obisu se obeyano day students and then later take on the borders. Enti ma omun kase omun introduce free SHS. But be as it may, these are people says Sikai ni free SHS. September 2017, I introduced free SHS up to ende amino kase. The monies that has gone into free SHS is 7 billion. 7 billion Ghana cedis. And I have spent this so far on free SHS. Now, 7 billion here can dear President Imma-Adiza in ESLA, Energy Sector Recovery Levia, President Mahama created Afibia amount 3 billion Ghana cedis. For the 5 years here, it has given you 15 billion. And Ebano free SHS now. It has even taken care of it, and you have about half of it to do, more than half to do other things. And no, it is no excuse. The COVID nusu ma approval actual. If you look at our peers within the region, actual say it is their mismanagement of the economy that brought us this far. And they want to tax their way out of their own mismanagement. So bon omudi be boyen And the can say, as you want to tax the citizens, we must also look at the other side of the coin. And what is the other side of the coin? It has to do with government expenditure. So who increase who sika over 70%, almost 80%. Now ejumayefo who catch almost say you can't give them more than 4%. Who so what's answer tax? Edi abegu omuso. Na me can about maka bank transfer no kra no. Unim say ejumayefo no kane no. Uye ejuma at the end of the month the envelope na show unse. Sesi ano omaye bibia say ye betua through the bank. So what the tax we are share here, what it will mean is say employer no etua ni worker no or the makoju or sendima koju a 1.7 bedroom or sendima we are 1. So every transaction a obey no 1.7 will go out of it. And the can say we no nyina counterproductive. Cecilia, they are encouraging say we will go away from we will go what we call cashless society. Cashless ni say won kita ska bebre wo hu. Enti bibinia e she wo phone so by way of momo and I say wo card so we call a year ATM bi ana wayi kakra wo di be ye wo bibi na asa. And now our transfers can through electronic now they are more. This is how we want to encourage people. But who ye say or ye bibia who tino, then people will still carry their bags with money along because there are volumes of money or person what year the business you know. So 1.7 no be free one ebe hano. So these are the things you can say this what's it called taxes say omudi by are counterproductive and they are too harsh. Now, yesu yeti amanoni. Minim boni a yedi aye Nana Akufo-Addo ni na aban. In fact, answer na Nana Addo ni na aban beba eyi so no. Imma-Adiza will call round eba abrochia every now and then. No wa abrochia. Ubeti na wo Belgium, ochina wo Holland, ochina wo US. Now he was running now assurances are what in my nobody slept and thought say we will come this far. Promises are what they are my how boni the kikanka. Now and yeah sorry omo say omo ye levy taxi. Afi de yeti yesu ye kan ho bi. Yesu ye the ogbonifre remittances. Kakra points kakra obi akọ bre na odi sendi old lady ana ni nyonko bi ana se bibi sa enu so ye see 1.7 enti wo koye wo Western Union ana MoneyGram ana de aba ye friend tap send ni amaya you know those service providers no omo tax omo yi free unsem we no nyina so afi MPP aban almost beti MUA. So the E11 no, it is affecting Momo, it is affecting bank transactions, and it is affecting remittances. Yes, car yedi money amanoni ni ama. Enti omo pese omodi ejapa
account. Na pese ochi edeko e bank account mu. Na wo betua e-levy wo san koye free bank a wa san tua sika ba akona.
Exactly.
Eni na
every transaction a wo be bia no electronically no 1.7 no ebe chin. Yeah. Enti say funny say who was supplier na anase obiti amanoni wodi kakra mani fi 1.5 no a year free nipa na koyi wasi o me master say me nye porch kakra bi mano ubetimi the blocks yam abreme me send you scan by momo that's scan amu ya sati mu 1.7 won block ura no so say me block no endorse nti cement ura utimi bremi eyi scan ni odi ayam momo nti ene eyi transaction bi a obeye bia no sika no tia na etiko yeah and these are the explanations omo SSA omo kire Ghana for na omo di ba your friend is saying parliament and ekoba ni say minority for no say asem we di enya ade a ye beji ato na ekoye kuka and it was very interesting say omo ba parliament no omo a omo pese omo pass budget no afedie na ato omo say omo ye delay taxes time speaker dia to ho say 10 o'clock obian bra parliament 10 abo ya bo 11 in fact 12 abo MPP for embetenasi enti ekire na ye picky information say kire say omo nkrofo bebre wa manoni for one reason or the other and they are being brought in and it is proving difficult and I say they succeeded in getting some few of them our mobile no so still now munim say number no our mokita no any position now the minority group Mika minority group, and yes, they are minority in the real sense of the word. No, it's 137 against 137 with one independent. Yeah, until there is no majority, there's no minority. Until Jacoba and say they were reluctant, they were foot dragging, they were playing their delay tactics. Whether any miracle will fall, say or they will make up the number. In the end, no, they did not make up the number. They came to parliament. Omoba parliament, no, Nkrofo omuye serious to pass a budget. Budget has been read, it has been debated, and you know, say it will be passed on that day. Sadanuna, after omuye last minute effort to get their people. All this while I already budget. Yeah, debate budget. You went sleeping. Da ye beba be ye you beba ba approve budget no. Sa da no na afi na omu pe numbers no to come and approve the budget. Now Imma-Adiza, there hasn't been any time in our history, and I say the Fourth Republic where there is serious anxiety about budget ayeba be ready. Kani no na yebe ready budget amanfo betina si yebe increase way and I say yebe way and milk price be ya those control price days no. But ya twem ho kra nti people were wondering say what is happening? Something dramatic might have happened to this your friend is saying your budget GMA Ghana Medical Association omunyina ama warning TUC ama warning NAGRAT ama warning I mean all the societies GPRTU students in nyina obia ama warning say they want the budget to reflect or meet their expectations. So we had serious concerns. Now those concerns, the minority in parliament, took on board to reflect the concerns of the ordinary Ghanaians, the working class, the chese senebeya at least omusu humbe haha omukakra. So Imma-Adiza, in all, no, Omuba Parliament, no, they didn't have the numbers. Now, yedi question no by say, Yebabe approve budget, no. Everybody should give his concluding statements. Even Uko Kota, answer na Yebe Boaten. Yekase, the main lawyers, no, they should give their concluding statements. And they were the majority side, mumu pen them, say mube approve budget, they were rather delaying. I didn't see that. They were rather delaying, trying to pull back to the extent that the majority leader woke up to tell the speaker that the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, has some prayer. You can pray as a request via Woody to. And Sebeya Yentie ni request no. Enuno ekoba say enya dia yebeji atum, but all the same no speaker no ma hu kwan say they should rule on that people your friend is saying they should give their concluding statements, after which yebeti whatever prayer or kita. And ombema concluding statements when a finance minister and can say obe patch or say consensus be wo. And ya yemma no kwan no nye further consultation no one correcting nyama bi ansana yebe pass budget na ya pass budget. You will ask yourself, say, debate, you had the opportunity to do all these consultations. In fact, people for the memoranda at the ABA, the petitions, in the request, in the ABA Ministry of Finance, say all these things should find its way into the budget. When you have not paid attention to all these things, and Afena at the last minute, I say ye pass budget, because Omunim say numbers no mukitano, the budget will be shut down, and this is the time they are putting in that request. And Imma-Adiza, at the end of the day, yes, request is being put to vote, and the vote was that whether they should grant the request or turn down the request. Omudi a vote, no? Yeah, no. In the wisdom of the speaker, no, the noes have it. And no, MPP 4 say omunti asiye. Afenyo marking. But only ma afenyo marking. Onu na one time be.
Yeah.
Onu na one time be ni tape group secret tape be oni judge be omu enya kukuomu about a case that is pending in court. Na actually no omu ye say omu assemblies assembly, but it was so damning say they were negotiating that they should go and perform what they call judicial gymnastics to throw out a particular case or rule in a particular way. At least Sikaka Krabeba Ninsem. But that is besides the point. This same Afenyo Mackenzie, Naseya Yenuan more voter region, Asem Kotu woman. This same Afenyo Mackenzie, Ekofa Celerion photos be a kita. Somebody who lacks credibility. And Afenyo Mackenzie, sorry, say, ruling now, speaker no my ruling now, speaker no my or no, on Jintu say the nose habit, and therefore he's calling for division. Now, sa provision now or no calling for no. Fanny say ye bobo na yanya penalty. Ye catch us say yanya penalty na ye babe bono. Obia ni hu kwan say esese oba ye fanny say 18 box. This said the obebo a yinu goalkeeper. Uti the mekanasi. These are the rules of penalty. Say a free kicker and also one rules. And at every point in parliament, you know, bibia one rules. Obi be bisa omu say then omu be the vote on the request either to grant it or not to grant it. You know. The Minister for Finance and other ministers were seated in, but you're calling for division. You know. Provisions of the division. You know, you ready can explicitly say a banner division, these are the rules of engagement. Everybody who is not a member of parliament with a vote would have to excuse the parliamentary chamber, plenary. These are the rules. Is spelled out clearly in clear terms. Enti ono no a wonye yi no esese wo pie enu so a ye kan ye no so a MPP for omonim say nkrofo no pie a at the end of the day no it will come to the vote and the vote they don't have the numbers. Enti you see there's a saying that fault finders will always be finding faults even in paradise. Enti they look around and then they spotted where they can, you know, base their protest. Now, emrano ankase obia wo your friend is saying public gallery need the kikanka. Emrano say in the plenary, which is the parliamentary chamber, everybody will vacate there if you don't have any business to do there by way of voting in division. After the MPP for Soria, omusi omu be free her say General Sedum Ketia and free public gallery no. Be free her. So it was so laughable, so ridiculous. It was something that beats one's imagination. Enunti MPP for sisa omu pa omu koe. Enti the woman is say omu ko no e won engine so. They knew they didn't have the numbers. They knew eventually they were going to be disgraced. They were going to be defeated. And the only thing they could save themselves from that disgrace and embarrassment, you know, was to walk out and save themselves the little grace that was left them. Enti omuko business as usual. They carry out with the work and then threw out the budget. Now, you throw out budget, you know, you can say E11, you know, it should be re-looked at. If possible, yen scrap no enya dia ye pe kra wo ye yimu. E japa omu pese omu introduce no biom. E japa no so a ye ka no e ya na amanfo bi enti ase. E japa no e ye say sika yenya from royalties e minerals mo ye gold ni nyama sa sika na ye nya ni nyina kakra no omusi omudi ni nyina ekosi awoa na omaji hu sika kakra bi na yinu so omuji no so omu be register no as a company no omu register no as a company so a omu kwa register no ewo offshore no yewo baby a uko register yentasu ena obia so ni nkwan se obehwe wo niama mu eye safe haven bi a amanfo koho na omuko register omu companies a omu pese omu tax yewo baku wo Jersey eho na omu pese omuko register muko register a Japan wo Jersey a you don't pay any tax to Ghana. Yet you are taxing Ghanaians, say, omudi omuntua tax emaba. Do you see these people? Enti e Japan, you see yempe in any shape or form. Apart from that, also, Asensu Boachi, our housing minister, I can say, adia to votarians, or the minister for finance, who Benya Nkitaunde, and make sure, say, the Benya provisions be in the budget to take care of that development in that area. Budget ibaya, there was nothing of that nature in the budget. Nothing. Not even expression say bibia to yenuanum wo voter region, and therefore they are being given some recognition and I say kuse anadri. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Up to Aminu Ukasei, the president has not uttered any word on the tidal waves. The vice president has not uttered any word. Officialdom, government officialdom, they have not shown any concern about what has happened. She uko ugogola ubon say Ghana donate $1 million to Celerium victims. Mudslide affected Celerium. Yeah, mudslide affected Celerium. Omo donate $1 million. Na nyese omo donate kekeo. The vice president flew all the way from Ghana to that place to do the presentation and to commensurate with the people over there. Here you are, a test case. Now the you woman say, as at the time this happened, the tidal waves happened, the president was just returning from climate change conference. And when tidal waves is also as a result of this climate change by a lot of these happenings will occur. And who frees our conference, this is a test case. Any president our tima, he has the compassion, the human feeling would have at least just tweet a message of condolence, a concern, one trebi via or sorry pa no call holidays. Celerion de e ba what me edis yesika edi akoma omu ye nuanum we don't have qualms with this. The yankasa so I to you. Yesi bibi the charity begins at home. Efie emmeya yemfa nko agoti. So these are some of the things that we are not asking for too much, but adiato obienino just a word keke krano etimi ma abuteyem etimi revival sanipano. It looks as if say the people within that region are not taken seriously. They are taken for granted. Registration share treatment even last year budget and yet the year kind the budget no buy certain rules are listed our budget in all the regions. Voter region was missing. Actually, it was an oversight. Afina including a fine kosi. Enti omaye niama bebrea at least it shows say they are selective when it comes to certain issues. Na say ya no omuhini bi be kan say. Na say ya no omuhini bi be kan say omu school bi ehia attention. Yes, on the SSR or no nkoye. You look at the chick, what the man on him for talking down on the paramount chief of an area. And the can say, "O my nyama bebre edi yesika sem the beer jinano and yet nanse ya omuko say omukwa kope Eurobond omuko ye no anye ye amfa because everybody sees that yema omusa asikana the ability to pay is highly questionable. Ye share ye balance booker. Ye tia ejuma foka. Na ye tia interest rate ni bibia ni sikabia wo. Anti development will suffer. And going forward no ye ko akope busiano it is bibia our books are not attractive. And uko bisa sanko for ya besan bejina or say we are the better managers of the economy. The economy is robust, is resilient, is strong. Needs all those empty rhetorics, you know. Empty ye can say baby I bedroom no Ghana for are being taxed the more. Last year budget, last year, this year, year 2020, 2021.
It was 6 minutes. Yeah, wrap up the show.
Okay. 2021 year, Imma-Adiza. 2021 omu revenue projections. Sika omu nimse omu expect. Abaya futu nyina including taxes ni bibia no 55 billion sika omu expect government futu na 55 billion budget fufuro ya omu di abai sa budget fufuro for 2022 from 55 billion omu pese omunya 80 billion 55 billion in taxes ni niama yen ho anu ni niama nyina no sesi anu omo hwehwe 80 billion addition of 25 billion which is about 45% increment na sa 45% ni nyina ni say takra na owo no so ye saji account whilst they are not tightening their belts by their way of expenditure. Omunya sa asika yi a afi no mbe high luxurious jet edi amanoni aye di omu bepe atuto movie the kikan ka. So we are saying say there is waste in government expenditure that ought to be looked at. Japano yempe e-levy no I've heard that the NDC side has taken the second look at it and are considering accepting 1%, which is at par with the service providers. Now, beginning, omu say 0%, say omum penema yen GBBia, omum pe say yedi e-levy no kraba. Now they are softening their stance and accepting say ebe year the worst they can offer and say yenji bear 1% be. The Ghanaians are already suffering.
Wow.
Under this
enye ya ni yedi esika nkede wamia wo man ni mu ama o man ni mu aya de ndin awie na aka nkrofo last no ana ono de be ebeto private jet na obe han na odi anam wiem e was say ye nyina ya ho kire ye nyina ya ho kire ye nyina ya edi moko a ye ni moko enye so ya president no ka leadership by example ono na wo so okofom said ye drum mre bia na opa akonwa no a okodi ampesie mokoyira wa apotoyuom okonom pure water okoba etimi kori nam ne fanta oye sane ma we nyina sesei ono ana dia bewura ahokire nim to jai kukuru jai akeke be jai on jai private jet no na on jai luxury 80 plus de oya akokora wonyai because ene no otwi ne mutan kosoro ne beten yepe oye den awa oye old man on timi nkonkofa obi o 30 years 40 years 50 years ata de se o sha na mpoboa o hye kra emfatawo nti I was say Nana Akufo Addo hunu se oye old man na odili nilem no njai akokra bogan sem na oye no onyai gaga ina na mfata no because udru age bia oye den yeswa ni ehwe papa bi friend dramandra shaka pa ejina ho pa na ne hu sisi ne ho so na omoye shole ne ho ahwani ne ho nkro ne ba na papa hu den ene wu dramandra ebe obokra nka se sebio ono nana ne ho susu ne ho so a wotimi ebu killers nyina no iti nana do so onimu a onkohwe All Stars no ohwe Chuck Norris de waye ohwe Arnold Schwarzenegger de waye no ohwe ye friend say Sylvester Stallone de ono so aye no ohwe Bill Clinton de waye on de man fa nkọ baby ohwe kofo na ohwe kofo at 2000 oye den oyo old man onja oluman bugisam na oye no na omma ye ho ntoye ye ho hare yen ne yen suma no se onko dware osoro na atiye ye ho nkyere ye bibia boarding but ukoka omo se ye we mi waso ye hu ade no nya wo na sabio wu bedwa wanum a kire obi we are feeling the heat is too hot. We are feeling it. We can't stand it. Into one na show na ewo mododo na awo kakra. Enye dem embedie. No yet den okosroba form. Or your old man. On to me no matter panie bia ebe wono no. He can never be like a 30 years, 40 years, 50 years old man. Or yet den or you old. Or yet den che obekita oma. Into onja life oma na ongo. Oma ni mni yemfili kakra. So nti Uncle Ben, your final words na eja ye di dwumadie no aba wieye.
Yeah, Imma-Adiza, very important say yen nyina yen kai ho say oman ye free baby ya fa niama mu bebre na ya bedru baby ayewo yi. Enti the most important thing is say yen kai say nkrofo bebre eba aban mu. Sometimes they don't want to even give up. Obi to say your friend was saying iyade manum obi no to say fufu banyenum nyerere num mobutu sesese ekonum Idi Amin omo nyina baye. People thought they would not exit, but at a point in time, yeah, Adi saying everybody is getting older and older, and one day times will change. And the tables no tenure and one democracy here will me. By 3 years time, Nanado is history. Now, we free home. A honor people will judge you by the legacy you have left. And the anka second term there a legacy term. Ube Jainyama, people can point to and remember you. Eye dimpa ube cha ediatuho. But ye wo private, wo presidential jet wo we can use it. But for some weird reason, unexplainable reason, we saw the reason among country. We are using taxpayers' money to rent a new jet at a very high cost to the nation. And the air can say Ghana for Omahu John Dramani Mahama Amamu and Omahu Nakufuado Amamu. The MPP government, Omono, they are insensitive to the plight of the people. President Mahama was building for people roads, hospitals, schools, all the infrastructure for Ghanaians to enjoy their taxpayers' money, whilst these people are using all the nation's resources for consumption. Until come 2024, Omumbo Modian said, Omumbo protect about one or Matuno and ensure victory for the National Democratic Congress. Imma-Adiza, the NDP, inshallah, our victory will be history. I've come to the end of my story, and to God be the glory. Thank you.
Amen. No, for Madam Assisa Moje Bre, Edishare, Mentimi and Shani Bebre, Namibia Meshe, into Adolfo of a WhatsApp, and to me and Yabian She, Monfancha me say, Mentimi and my phone about Konya Juma, and Untina Mentimi and She, into Nivia, Meshe Amadofo, as I should be na way, Nokware with Imma-Adiza, Impunimpu special. Impunimpu a 1-on-1. It a say the son ye becono copim say, ye best say and feed ye nina, dear ye mini holidays. Holiday in meaning deep. It's meaning holiday crabaya juma, say 24th, any 25th, a see a fiada, and I die ye bay impunimpu bia ye beba. Near Baba be deep a Jumadie into Jumadie no and shed there need dates to say a impunimpuno 1-on-1 Bruni Bessie, but a dinner a Nokware special impunimpu Nokware with Imma-Adiza impunimpu special into no a brano Mobeti and Cassa ye sheer impunimpu a dear buho into a beer wire willing no. Woso ubetimi oba ubetimi awura dwumadi enimu na wabe join ye no aso abobọ wa adwene ama Ghana ọma mpanyini ene NDC MPP aban ehunu se di omo ye ne enye obi anka nkire omo a ye de ye beka akire wo omo se ya bro kom ekom wo mo kom ye bro tom intino omo nya bibi na Yahoo Harry, na come womododo. Levi saying, and no see a cotton hen. Mumma yene Yahona Munyaina, a sikapuduo crano, and to me and develop a man ya, and ya the anketing keteno, and a bet to me, and to me pusabroa, into massa. Mummy and Yahona Munjaya life for my aim. Now, my crime and I'll say, Ghana. Is moving, the country is going forward. It will never move backwards. Sana Kwame Nkrumah ekaye, iti Kwame Nkrumah aka to ono, masa ade na agoro no marry, mo antimi anya bia amaye. Mummy anwene ye ho. Na munya ye ne ye ho hare ye. Ye mfa ye last nti ye botom na ye ntimi ndi bronya. Na Uncle Ben, me da wasesa oje bre na baaye. Nyame nhyiraw. Ewo de woye ede aboa Nokware ni behind the scenes ama abedru ha na Nokware ni is here to stay enyantwemu fi say miminyamreye mama na chese ebia niema hyeda enkoyie wo eyi madam Esla Osu Mrs Mistress ye na hwe ye niema na ma ye na munya ye sikadie basabasa na moji ye di no moji sika no so network ni nyina enye papa na ye ni ye efama ya anya saade a ye de ba ye betwa agbo ye twa agbo so enko ba bia ntimi fa enye ehe ya asoma se be minister wa bom minister wa sa nti ye minister ye adwuma ni ye ni ye mo wa baso ye mo ye nsem mawo na ommo number te se de western region okwa ye beka akire wo no a nti ommo number de a no wagina nche na de otimi bo number no wa baba abeji oman di akwa amaye Uncle Ben mesa da wase say obaye mehunu Dr. JB na ebe share Hilda Wua ene omu amentimi ahwe nyina paoji baaye me bra kwesi a woboa me ema a wo kyerɛkyerɛ me nneɛma mu nkakra ɔno so timi bɛhwɛ nebreka no mɛbɔ obia mɛkɔ obia wei na ma reply ne maako me da obia sisa ɔgye brɛ me sister Faustina Emisa ɛso etimi ebepie mu hwɛɛ me da mase me da obi bia sintini yɛ wɔda sɛ time a yebenya ho ɛde ahyia wɔ afidie yi so me da mase me mamani ti adehye Nyankopɔn hyira yɛ nyinaa no nka yɛ ho na bronya edi ɔma yebotom nye du na bɔtɔ no ɛto ate ayɛ dry dodo ne mamo da sɛnɛ Nyankopɔn ka obi a ho no hyira no mama bye Uncle Ben bye